A very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're watching us from. This is Casa TV, and it's a program, Let's Chat. I'm your host, Joe Bongera, and today on set, I'm privileged to have the Senator incoming, NYAMIRA County, Mheshimiwa Richard OSEKO Ogeto, who is going to help us demystify and decant intrigues that surrounds politics in the nation and his senatorial bid 2022. Mheshimiwa, karibu to Casa TV.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Without
Yes.
much ado,
Yes.
let's go direct to the point.
Yes.
Do you think His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has handled the COVID-19 in the right way?
Well, COVID, as you're aware, it's actually a pandemic that is sweeping across almost every country of the world. And the initial stages of our control, that is the measures that were put in place by the Kenya government, whereby actually people were advised to work from home.
Yes.
It worked very well. But that never went without suffering of the Kenyan people. Number two, in the second wave, it wasn't as serious as the third wave that now we're experiencing at the moment. The Kenya government, you could say, they have done very well than our neighbors, Tanzania, Uganda, in terms of the containment measures that were put in place. And the only area where the government could have really assisted the people was to come up. Maybe there are those ones who actually survive on a daily basis. What they do and they get, they survive on that one.
On the same note, Mheshimiwa,
Yes.
they usually say that it's you, the politicians, who violate the COVID-19 confinement measures.
Before I come to that,
Yes.
if I could finish.
Yeah, kindly do.
Yes. Now, the government, when they came up with these containment measures, which were working quite okay, they failed on two things. Number one, they never gave some kind of packages to support those ones actually who survive on hand to mouth.
Yes.
And then number two, there is the element of now when you say you have put restrictions or lockdowns on about 3 or 5 counties.
Yes.
And then when you put a lockdown on that one, the next question is that, so what? How are you going to reduce the COVID spread when you have just locked them? The expectation was that when you lock the 5 counties, then the government should have moved in with massive, vaccination, massive testing, and then gauging daily on those 5 counties. They give us now the rate, the one that they say now the graph is going up or it's going down, so that we work on those 5 because they were known to be actually the areas, very actually the spot areas where we had the problems. So
on a lighter note, you're saying that the government missed a point there.
That they
so
missed
lockdown without,
because they were giving us a percentage for the entire country.
Yes.
That does not solve. In fact, now you have locked the 5.
Yes.
So what? Yeah, you've locked them.
Yeah.
So what? And then after some time you say, now I'm going to open. Because when you lock, it means that there's a lot of spread. So we need to know as a country that in these locked areas...
Was there exercise like massive testing and vaccination?
We expected
massive
testing, massive vaccination in the entire of those 5
counties that were locked.
Counties. And then they give us a graph on those 5.
Yes.
Leo imeenda juu ama inaenda chini. But if they tell us that they have locked and the people are suffering, they are not even having their food, and the government is not doing anything to eliminate or to minimize the cases of COVID, then on that score they failed.
On the same COVID-19, that's why we're talking about the politicians violating the COVID-19 confinement measures.
Yes.
Now that we're almost better, we're better.
Yeah.
Because you're running for Senator for NYAMIRA.
Yes.
I had you traversing the entire county, spreading food for the less fortunate people, helping them to mitigate this COVID-19.
Yes.
Still, we had other politicians congregating, having massive crowds.
Massive crowd.
Yes.
You see, that is where again,
is BBI still on the reggae gear or?
No, BBI was they had to put some halt.
Yes.
On their reggae train.
Yes.
It stopped for a while.
Yeah.
But like I could say, the traversing of the politicians was actually misplaced. Because like now, if you could see, without any prejudice, the deputy president's massive meetings, the meetings held by the ODM leader in Mombasa and other areas,
Yes.
you could see the outcome was there was so much infection of COVID. The graph was going up. Even the Right Honorable Raila Odinga
Was infected himself,
by
contacted
they contacted that in the virus.
virus.
So they I think the government also was not decisive.
Yes.
You see, when you say we have stopped all political gatherings, and then the next thing you see the same people are again the directive that the same political gathering, and you see the Makele calling it
dancing.
Then it makes no sense.
No.
It in a way, the political gatherings actually were a contributory to the upsurge of the infections that we had. And you mentioned about mitigating the suffering of the people back in the rural areas.
Yes, yes.
Wherever we could get a chance, even during the lockdown, you know, there are people who could not afford a meal.
Sure.
So we had to find a way, getting some packets of food, and then making the distribution across in a household. Because our campaign is called a Poor Man's Campaign, whereby we move from house to house. So, of course, notwithstanding the fact that actually there was COVID, so we had to make a point of moving from one house, giving a packet of unga, giving maybe one kg of cooking oil,
yes,
and then maybe giving them a word of comfort that this lockdown will come to an end, and then life continues.
No, away from the COVID-19 and the politics.
Yes.
You are a scholar.
Yes.
You've been handling money in Nairobi University for more than almost close to 20 years.
20 years.
What informed your decision to run for senatorial position?
Now that is a story that we have to discuss it, my friend.
Just a piecemeal,
just
so that
Kenyans
and your electors
can understand.
NYAMIRA County can get it.
As you have rightly put it,
yes.
I worked for the University of Nairobi close for 21 years.
Yes.
And by the time I was leaving the university, I was a deputy in charge budgetary control. And as you know, the element about budgetary control is all about controlling how you use the money that you have.
Very true.
Now you're asking me that how am I going to transfer the knowledge back to the NYAMIRA County?
Yes.
NYAMIRA County, I could say to a large extent, we are where we are today. The misery of the common man is because of mismanagement of the funds.
Public resources.
The resource that we get from the exchequer.
Yes.
We get a lot of money. If you don't know, I can give you figures. We get about 4.8 billion.
4.8 billion for NYAMIRA County?
Annually.
Yes.
And if BBI is going to pass, and then we get the improved, rather enhanced allocation, we're going to make it up to 5.2 billion. But that 5.2 billion is not put into the right use. It ends up in people's pockets. Projects that are not relevant to people suffering. So at the end of the day, the common man, those ones at the ground, the one who's cry, you can hear every day that they don't have food, we don't have this, we don't have that, that man doesn't go there. So the decision to go and run for the senator is critical in the sense that we are not going there and sit at the fence and look at things happening. We're going to do what is called massive capacity building of our people. Then we tell our people that actually they make more demands because they are taxpayers anyway.
Capacity building is more of the same like public participation.
No. Those are two different things. Capacity building is that actually where you want to train the people
on how to manage their
finances, on how they are going to manage their project, on how they are going to improve their economic status. It's knowledge that you want to empower the people.
Yes.
That you want to meet the people in gatherings and you tell them, the youth, look, you need to improve on this, and this how you want to do this, so that when the money comes, right now the thing that's happening at the ground is the governor comes, sends his people, and they say we have done public participation. You see, you cannot participate on something you don't know.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. You must understand it first. So we want to teach our people. They should not be given a prescription by the governor.
Yes.
Rather, they should tell the governor, this is our disease.
As the incoming senator is going to do capacity building, team building, and educating the public on how to control and use their resources. If you want to engage us on this discussion or rather contribute or ask questions, to the incoming Senator Nyamira County, Mheshimiwa Richard OSEKO Ogeto. You can find us on Kasa TV, that is Facebook. You can tune to our YouTube, that is Kasa TV, or you can simply text in 0770-327-379. I repeat, 0770-327-379. Mheshimiwa, your last thought on BBI.
Yes.
Do you think as the role as the mirror to the Nyamira County,
yes,
this BBI document, is it good for the public?
Let me tell you something.
What's your personal?
Let me tell you something. Number one, the people, for you to be able to comment adequately about the document, you must read that document.
Yes.
Majority of people who are yapping
haven't read the
document. They have not read the document. The simple question I'm asking, for example,
yes,
if like for example, we are being told once the PPI passes,
yeah,
then we're going to have what is called the revenue allocation from 15% to 35%. And somebody is coming forward and saying, no, why should you give people 35%? Give them, don't give them anything. Then we're asking, okay, those ones who are anti the BBI, what alternative solutions do you have?
Mheshimiwa, hold on that thought.
Yes.
In another language is that PBI is good for the people.
That is it.
We are going to have more constituencies, about 70 of them.
Yes.
A country like India,
yes,
that has got a population of about 1.3 billion people,
yes,
has got almost closer to 460 members of parliament. Whereas Kenya, like a constituency in India with a population of 50 million people, wants 500 members of parliament.
You see, what we are basically saying is that if you have to support devolution,
yes,
then devolution means taking services closer to the people.
Right.
And the only way that you can do that is that you give the administrative structures with it very close to those people. And those structures can only exist when you have a setup of maybe we have an MP in that area, we have an MCA, and for your information,
yes,
if PPI passes,
yeah,
MCAs are going to control a budget of about, if I'm not wrong, about 14 to 20 million.
And that's good news.
That's good news because the villager, very close to the MCA, instead of the MCA going to every now and again, going to the governor in Nyamira and telling him, kuna daraja we want to repair,
yeah,
there's this we want to do,
yeah,
there's a roof in a particular school that has gone off, although that one again is covered under by the CDF.
Yes.
But still the money, the day-to-day running about the villages,
yes,
when the MCA is going to have that money, when the BBI passes, then that is good news to everybody.
But Senator, before we go to the short commercial break,
yes,
I want you to look to that camera too,
yes,
and tell viewers of Nyamira County,
yes,
that if being elected as the senator, you will protect devolution.
The members and the people of Nyamira, Senator Richard Ogeto gives you two assurances that we, number one, going to strongly support and protect the devolution, and for that one to work, if BBI comes and supplements what is already existing, then that is very good for the people in Nyamira. Secondly, my approach towards the ground in Nyamira is only two things. That every citizen requires decent living. And that is what the cry is at the ground right now as we are talking. There's a lot of unemployment, there's a lot of poverty. Once I come in as your new senator, those are the two issues I want to address: the poverty level and the unemployment. We may not eradicate, we may not do it in one day, but we're going to do it.
Thank you very much, viewers. As we're going for these short commercial breaks, don't think of going far because we're going to be back in a moment and engage Mheshimiwa Senator incoming Nyamira County, Mheshimiwa Richard OSEKO Ogeto, whether if he is elected as the senator, we really address the issue of unemployment of the youth. And
Kethia Supermarket spread its branches around the country with the new outlet.
Kindly don't go far because
our Isbendik book by the Dakus Mochache goes for as little as 1,000 bob. The Dakus Mochache has been in the field for more than 14 years, specializing in x-rays and radiology departments. His book, Our Isbendik, educates, entertains, and warns his fellow colleagues, like the doctors and nurses, not to depend solely in their monthly salaries. Therefore, the book Our Isbendik mitigates the financial stress amongst the medic professionals, as Didakus Mochache puts it in one of the chapters in a wise medic book, that failure is the highway to success. A wise medic book is stocked in bookshops countrywide, and still you can order them online.
Thank you very much, viewers, for keeping it here in Kasa TV. Today, I'm in studio with the Senator incoming NYAMIRA County, Honorable Richard OSEKO, who has helped us to put into perspective on how the state of the nation is, from the COVID to the politics. Now, Mheshimiwa, before we had gone to a short commercial break, you had something to tell us about any project that you have initiated on the ground, and how different is it going to help the massive unemployment of the youth in the county that you're eyeing.
Good. Now that brings us to NYAMIRA County.
Yes.
I think what you could even say that the focus now on NYAMIRA.
Right.
Focusing on NYAMIRA is that actually I could say it's a very rich county, but it's again one of the poorest counties in terms of
management.
The management and the poverty levels. It has reached actually very dangerous levels. You want to understand that the poverty levels in that place is very dangerous.
Dangerous in the sense, Mheshimiwa, that is not curable.
It is not. It has reached a point where actually immediate interventions are required, and the unemployment has reached a point where also it is very dangerous levels. It requires immediate interventions. That's why I told you that I may not agree fully with what Rudo says and does, but his approach.
Speaking of His Excellency, the Deputy President, Mheshimiwa Ruto,
yes.
you're always very vocal on your several meetings.
Yes.
That sometimes you don't agree on with him some.
We don't have to agree with everything with him.
But there are some things you agree. What are these things that you agree with the Deputy President?
The thing that you agree with him is that when you talk about the bottoms up, what that one means is that we are going to start from scratch. We engage the people at the ground so that we can improve their ways of life, because in any case, they pay taxes. If they are not paying taxes, their relatives are paying the taxes. Let me tell you something. Look at it this way. People are unemployed.
Yes.
There is poverty. So then the next question, you say that we want to start from the start. If we adopt the approach of His Excellency the Deputy President Ruto, that we want to do it bottoms up, then the next question somebody is going to ask, Mr. Ogeto, tell us how it's going to work.
Because the tag of the Deputy President is the mkokoteni, the wheelbarrow,
that is
the hustler narrative.
That is this narrative.
And people from NYAMIRA, they have branded you the brick guy.
Now,
what is it about?
Of course. Now, what you want to do is that we have partnered with some foreigners, and in the line of duty I traveled, and I've seen where those bricks are done within 1 hour. There are machines that does the bricks.
You were in Singapore?
Yes.
All right.
Then the bricks are ready in 1.5 hours. You can do 1,000 bricks. Currently, people have got to go for firewood. They have got to wait for about a month for the bricks to be ready. But now what we're telling them that is going to be a reverse of what is happening currently. The machines, they operate in the same concept, like how people do the baking of bread.
Yes.
Because this is one question we asked at some point when we were in Singapore. Somebody was asking you that you people in Africa, people in Kenya, what use are you making of electricity and the roads that you have been asking for funding to come and help you? You get my point? We have electricity, which has been funded partially by foreigners,
yes,
the World Bank and the IMF. And then we also have roads that have been funded. And then somebody was asking you a question that, what is the practical gain of the commoner, you and me, from those electricity? Is it just going to put on the lights in your house
at night?
You sleep and they wake up and you say that you are enjoying the electricity? The answer is no.
Yes.
Now we are saying that electricity can be used for the production of bricks. Bring the machines, they are not expensive, from Singapore, they are there. We have identified. We are bringing a separate project somewhere in the same ward, and then they'll be using electricity. They'll be doing the baking of what the various sizes of the bricks that you want. They'll even do some kind of bricks that when you're going to use them for building, you don't need cement, you just simply interlock.
Is this something that you've started or you're thinking on a manifesto?
No, we're already at the ground, and in in the coming months I'll be calling you, just come and witness, so that actually people can see what exactly we are talking about. In that way, we have mobilized different groups who are doing the bricks, that we have told them register with us.
Yes.
And in that initial project, we're going to help about 35 youths engaged in that. And then another set of, we're talking about bottoms up approach
very true.
in helping the economy grow,
Yes.
in helping the people to eradicate poverty. So already 35 are going to be producing, and we are saying we don't stop there. We're going to make sure that after the bricks, we look for the other neighboring counties, we sell the bricks there. And if the worst comes to the worst, we can even be selling the bricks where majority of what is currently being used in Nairobi and other places, we can sell there as long as the government approves, because currently the government says use of bricks is not a permanent structure. That's what they say.
All right.
But we want to convince the government that since colonial days, bricks were used and those houses are still here and we are still using them.
Very true. Very true.
So that's one project. The second project we are targeting is that one of battery poultry farming.
All right.
Whereby you use cages, and the cages is here we have partnered with friends from China. We have already started a project like that one in
Kajiado, somewhere in Kajiado.
Anybody free demonstration, you can come and see what exactly how it is done.
Feasibility studies and benchmarking.
Yes. We have started a Casimira project again around the Gesima area.
All right.
Whereby we have started with about 1,000 birds. So the 1,000 birds, the way they are kept in cages, they lay their eggs in cages. You feed them in cages. You only require about one person to do that job, and then you create the market for the eggs. Currently, I can tell you without any contradiction is that actually in Kisii, we are and in NYAMIRA, we get our supply of eggs mostly from South Nyanza.
Right.
We don't produce enough for our consumption. In our schools, there are no eggs. Nothing.
All right.
So we are saying that is another area that a project we want to start from the bottom, and we engage the boys and girls who are employed at least to get at the end of the day. My motto is that, and that's what you can ask at the ground. I'm telling them, money in the pocket. At the end of the month, every man must have, and this is
that's when you agree with the Hustler Nation.
Yes,
money in somebody's.
It's not that is not hustling. It is real and it's sustainable.
Yes.
The hustler, they're making very sweeping statements.
Yes.
But I'm simply saying,
yes,
we want to give our people, like now again, we have I've talked to the former aide to the former president, Lin Jiru, and he has offered to do for us, because he's actually in fish farming. That's the third one I'm telling you.
Yes.
He's in fish farming.
Yeah.
And then, this one, it came as an idea when I went to home, and then somebody was given fish by these fishmongers from Kisumu.
Yes.
And then he started deep flying, and then people were queuing to buy, meaning that there's an acute shortage.
Yes.
Acute shortage what?
Of
fish. So this guy has agreed, plus other partners. We have started some fish bonds around the Sun area and other places.
All right.
Whereby we demonstrate how you can do tilapia fish in a very small area, and then you do a lot of production.
And it brings results. Mheshimiwa, you've said enough of beauty things, of...
one more beautiful thing that I'm...
before we go to the other beauty thing,
yes,
there is something that normally disturbs us from NYAMIRA County and basically Kisii County. But now we're speaking about your county that you're aiming to be the senator.
Yes.
Unfortunate instances like funerals.
Yes.
Normally, whenever I attend, I hear MCAs, members of parliament, senators, even governors,
yes,
calling them Maba Science, Chinkondi, and Amachuma.
Yes.
Why should we?
Why that one happened? Number one, let me tell you something. Why that one happened?
Yes.
That one happens because of the poverty of our people. And these people seem like us politicians, we seem not to care about those people.
Do you think you're going to handle that situation better than any other way better than that?
I'm not saying that I'm going to give a prescription of poverty problems in that area.
Yes.
Because it's a vice that we cannot clear in one day.
Very true.
But for sure, we are going to clear it with time. And like now, the issue about Amachuma,
yes,
I'm in record in saying, don't call somebody else the Chuma.
Yeah.
that is derogatory.
All right.
This man, after he leaves that place, is a son of somebody, is a husband to somebody.
Sure.
So after again started a kind of a pilot project whereby we have, instead of calling them Mama Chuma, we have formed, actually it's called Cheni CBO.
All right.
Community-based organization.
So you have already initiated
yes,
a
yes,
CBO?
There's a CBO for that.
Wow,
and
fantastic.
It's a funeral service now.
Ah.
So what they do when there is that group of Amachuma, the so-called Amachuma,
They come together. Yes.
Some we train them on how to do very nice modern coffins.
All right.
Others we train them on how to be drivers who can drive the so many ambulances that you have.
Sirens, ambulances. Yes.
Others we just train them on mortician on how they prepare bodies for burial. So then we tell the bereaved family that we are going to give you a service from mortuary.
But Senator, let me understand this.
Yes.
All senators around are crying foul that they don't have budget.
Yes.
Besides you having the leaks and the networks of lobbying for funding.
Yes.
Suppose you get out of NYAMIRA, God forbid.
Yes.
Your one term or your two term ends there.
It ends there. Let me tell you something.
Is there continuity of that? Those services?
Continuity, like now that one I'm telling you that where will you tell people you come and sit when people are doing what is known as funeral arrangement. I will come to what you said.
Yes.
When people are doing the funeral arrangement, you just simply come and tell them, I'm going to give you, we have our package is from mortuary to the grave.
And this is the package.
And this is a package.
Yes.
A coffin, an ambulance to carry the body, the lowering gear.
Yes.
This guy have an office, and whatever collection they are paid one check. For mortuary to coffin, they are paid one check. That check goes to the CPO's account. And then at the end of the month, each one of them gets money in the pocket.
Wow.
Now you are saying, for example, the many good things we are talking about.
Yes.
And I've told you that these are not things that we are going to achieve just in one day. They are not going to be.
Yeah, they may take quite some time.
They will take some
My
time.
worry is,
and that
because
sometime,
of your links,
yes,
and your position,
yes,
good networking,
and I don't have a budget.
Yes, you don't have a budget, but you seem right now to have good donors,
yes,
who have already initiated something on the ground.
You know, like already, I'm not a senator for your information.
Sure.
But already I've identified donors and the partners from abroad who are willing to help the county, and in fact they are coming in under the guise that actually we have. They want to support the devolution, and for devolution to move, the poverty levels must be reduced. And then now when you tell them so good things about how you want to reduce the poverty levels, they say count us in, we'll support. They are now supporting when I'm not a senator. And the senator does not, and this is a wrong notion people have, not in only NYAMIRA, everywhere, that senators do not have a budget.
Yes.
But it is only people who have refused to think to another level that you have to know that actually the knowledge alone, you empower the people with knowledge at the ground. That is more than giving them money. That's more than a budget. Like at first when I was saying this is what we want to do, my brother came up, in fact he's my younger brother, and he told me, Richard, look, he's asked the same question. Right. What are you going to do now that you don't have a budget?
Yes.
It's only your salary, which may not be enough to manage you and your family.
Sure.
You are going to get as a senator. Yes. And I said, no, look at it this way. The knowledge you give people, them to empower the people in terms of capacity building, is totally more than the money that they give. Like now there are these politicians who go, you may ask me, how have they performed? They have done well. In fact, we cannot blame our leaders. They have done well. Some have done well in giving out handouts.
And the culture of handouts is what we want to eliminate.
Yeah, and that's what we want to eliminate.
Yes.
Some have done good in terms of shouting and being passionate about other politicians. And then we are not complaining. We chose them, so we have to live up with it. And then we are wanting to remember that what they are doing is to the best. If you are to do what is known as a skills gap analysis,
yes.
That will tell you that actually our governor, our senator, our women rep, they have done what the best their mind could give them. You know, you can't do what you don't know.
Last question on the NYAMIRA focus.
Yes.
Are you in good terms with the incumbent senator?
You know, let me tell you something. I've told you the current senator.
Yes.
And I'm encouraging any other person who feels is good for the Nyamira people to offer himself so that he can go to the field. We tell the people what we can do. The current senator has done the best he could.
So,
but we're going to show him
the rate of 0 to 10.
Before I come
How
to
much
rate,
can you,
before I can rate him 0 to 10,
Yes.
I can only tell you this.
Yes.
Looking at the way things are done and where they have been done and where I stand, from the point where I stand,
Yes.
I can simply say he has done well as a senator to the best he could have done. But this time round, he's going to be shown new styles of administration. Is going to be shown on now new styles of doing things,
Yes.
new styles of leadership, and actually modern, not even new, modern styles of leadership that is based on actually where you look at people in terms of need-based. You do for them what they need, not what you think they need. The governor has done what they need.
People are castigating him that he's always in Nairobi addressing national matters and boycotting or neglecting the county matters. Now rate him.
I don't want to rate him. I don't want to rate him. I've simply told you.
All right. It's going to be shown the modern way of doing
modern
things.
Styles of leadership.
Yes.
Ways of doing things. New investment styles. Like now we have said, we're going to, not once, not twice, I've talked through other radio stations.
Yeah.
And I've said this, that what we want to do is tell our people alternative styles of doing things, including farming. Ask me how. Like now, we've been growing maize through the years.
Yes.
Our people should have, our leaders should have gone and told the people, this maize is not taking us anywhere.
Yeah.
Because right now, for example, if you have a half an acre and then you plant a maize, it cannot help you in doing anything.
Right.
So look, the cop from what the Kikuyus are doing. On a half an acre, they grow those crops that matures in less than 2 months, in 3 months, they are in the market and they have money in the pocket.
Sure.
Here you wait for 6 months for that maize to be mature, and then you only get one sack only for your own consumption. So what now we are telling our people, and it is what I expected to our leaders to tell the people, is that let's change. Like now, managing one cow, feeding one cow back at home, you kind of require a lot of efforts for you to get 1 liter of milk in the evening. But managing 1,000 birds for eggs only requires one person, and on that particular one day alone, you get about 20 to 25 to 28 trays of eggs. And you sell them, and you have money that same day.
Senator.
Yes, please.
I know you're a busy person, and thanks for joining us.
Yes.
I want you to look at that camera, address the Nyamirians, ask for their favors to you, and your last parting shot to them, because now we've run short of time and we want to close our show.
Now, the Nyamira people, my request to them is that let's stand for once for our rights in terms of the funding in Nyamira. Let's not look at the governor, let's not look at elected leaders that they are the owners of those funding. That funding is meant for us. That funding is meant for us to reduce the poverty levels, engage in different projects, and that's what I stand for, that I'm coming in with new knowledge, I'm coming in with new ideas, with new style of doing things, that for once Nyamira is going to be great. If you look at what has the publication that has come out about me as the aspiring senator, I've always said that we once more want to make Nyamira great. And making Nyamira great is not going to sit in Nairobi and fight for this or that. It will mean that we have to come back, we focus, we give our people a direction, and then encourage them to work. This time round we are talking about working hard, and working hard means we have to come up with strategies of where you can get that work, and I think I mentioned some of those strategies of the bottoms-up approach. Nyamira people, be ready in 2022. Let's elect leaders not based on how much handouts I've given. OSEKO must stop, and we focus on true leadership that can take our county to be great once more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the incoming Nyamira Senator, Mheshimiwa Richard OSEKO Ogeto, who has helped us to put into perspective the state of the nation and the politics. And he has discussed much about his senatorial bid 2022. From ours, just to wish him all the best and continue welcoming viewers and views from you, our esteemed audience. You can always continue tweeting. You can always check on us, our Facebook page, that is Kasa TV, and you will always find us on YouTube, that is Kasa TV, and you can always call us 0770327379. I repeat, 0770327779. And I was your host for Let's Chat. My name is Job Ongera.
Kedia Supermarket spread its branches around the country, with the new outlet being at Zimmerman around Roysambu area. Kedia Supermarket's commodities and items are cheap and pocket-friendly to hoi pollois as compared to their competitors. Pay us a visit at Kedia Supermarket and ascertain by yourself along Zimmerman Mirema Drive. Don't miss
Our Isbendik book by the Dakus Mochache goes for as little as 1,000 bob. The Dakus Mochache has been in the field for more than 14 years, specializing in x-rays and radiology departments. His book, Our Isbendik, educates, entertains, and warns his fellow colleagues, like the doctors and nurses, not to depend solely in their monthly salaries. Therefore, the book Our Isbendik mitigates the financial stress amongst the medic professionals, as the Dakus Mochache puts it in one of the chapters in Our Isbendik book, that failure is the highway to success. Our Isbendik book is stocked in bookshops countrywide, and still you can order them online.
Karibu tena wapenzi watazamaji mahali popote mlipo. Mimi ni wenu Job Ongera, na hiki ni kipindi cha kuomoka na siasa kitakapokuwa kinakukujia kila Alhamisi na Ijumaa kuanzia saa 11 jioni mpaka saa 12 jioni. Kila siku hapa ndipo tutakuletea makala mbalimbali, haswa vipindi vya msimu wa siasa. Tutaangalia masuala nyeti kama vile swala la uchaguzi wa urais mnamo mwaka 2022. Tutaangalia swala nyeti la mchakato mzima wa BBI, na hali kadhalika baadhi ya viongozi waheshimiwa watajika katika janibu zetu ambao hawana heshima mahali popote, haswa sherehe za matanga. Usicheze mbali. Ni mimi wenu Job Ongera.
Je, wajua kuwa kandanda sio ngozi ile wamba na kutengezwa mpira tu, bali ni mchezo unaohitaji uchanganuzi wa hali ya juu? Na ndani ya Kasa TV kila wikendi tunakuletea Ustadh Mkabala pamoja na mwenzake Robert Mutari, ambao ni wachanganuzi wa masuala ya kandanda. Kwa hiyo kila wikendi usibanduke wala usikose uhondo.
Hi everybody, welcome to Francisca Show, and this is Kasa TV. I'll be your relationships host, and I'll be talking about the 21st century relationships and looking at whether they work, whether they don't, and what actually happens. This will be aired live on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Check me out.